Alright, hey guys, I'm going to show you how to put up a muskrat. I already have one video on how to skin them. Not too hard, but I'm going to show you how to scrape them and put them on a wire stretcher or a wooden stretcher. So turn them inside out here. There's not a whole lot to scrape on a muskrat, but there are some fatty places. So up here on the, in between the front leg and the cheek, if you just skin them kind of sloppy, you'll get some meat up here, which is fine. I'm just using a knife that I skin with, and I keep it straight up and down. I'm not cutting, I'm just pushing all the meat and fat off. So we push that off, and there's a little bit of fat right in front of the front arm. And right behind the arm, kind of in the armpit, kind of on the back side, there's usually always a chunk of fat right here. So we'll get that off. And then there's a membrane. There's this thin layer of muscle. You can kind of see it's not right here, it's all this down in here. You want to leave that on there because it'll just dry, and it'll dry real thin. So we flip them around, do the same thing the other side. Get that cheek muscle off. Go down behind the leg. Front of the front leg. And usually where this big glob of fat is, there'll be some of that thin layer of muscle that'll be loose. You kind of just push that off and it'll break off. And whenever it breaks off, then you just stop. You don't want to take any more off. And then the other place that you want to scrape is right where the back leg is. There's some fat there. Once in a while you'll get a few that are fatty all over, so you just have to just work my way around. A little bit on the belly, on the bottom of the tail. Go to the other side here. A dull knife would work for this, but I just like a little bit sharper knife that has a real good edge on it to really help push the fat off. Down here is kind of already dried already because I had it hanging up, thawing out. That's kind of that dry sound that you hear right there. But that's it. You can see right here is where that fat I was talking about, right behind the leg, front leg. So I'm going to show you how to put them on a wire. If you're just starting trapping this year, if it was your first season and you caught some muskrats, so they put them on there. Doesn't matter if he's facing one way or the other. Be a little hard to show because the nose is dried out just a little bit. But basically you want to make them put them on there evenly so it's not lopsided. You take your hook here, since it's ripped a little bit, put it up a little bit higher, go to the back, just like that. And a lot of people just leave them like this. You can get a little bit more length out of them. Well, all you do is just come up here where the front legs are and just squeeze together. And when you do that, kind of hard to see, you just pull down on these hooks and it'll tighten it up just a little bit. So now it's tight. So it's just like that. So it's pretty simple. You can go out and order these stretchers for pretty cheap. I think they're $2–3 for the muskrat, and then when you get up to coons, they're a little bit more. But for muskrats, I prefer wooden boards, just because they make them look a lot nicer, more uniform. So what I do is, so the nose doesn't slip off, I put a pin in the very tip, just like that. You can see the little pin there. And I start on the belly. Come down, snug it up a little bit, go to one side, put a pin, come to the other side, put another pin, just like that, and then go to the back. Pull down just a little bit. Put a pin at the very end. And then to square it up, come down, pull down just a little bit on each side. Put 2 or 3 pins in on each side, so it makes it a little more straight line compared to the wire, where you can use clothespins for that, but sometimes when they dry they want to slack up a little bit. So that's it. You can see how it makes more of a straight line right in there. And you don't want to forget, if you're using boards, to put a belly board in. You'll have a hard time getting it off. So you just slide the board, little stick in there, and to finish it, cut off some of this crappy fur. You don't really make a window for these, you're just cut some of that junk fur off, so it looks just like that. And that's how you put up a muskrat. Pretty easy, pretty simple. So if you have any questions, just let me know, and we'll talk to you later.